Thank you for clicking on this video. In this video, we'll be looking at 10 questions. We are looking at GL style mass practice questions that can come in your 11 plus test. So the questions are going to be medium questions, 5 medium questions, and then 5 hard ones. Now, before we get started, in case you're looking for support, help with the 11 plus for your child, then this is the number that you can call 074525 85068. If you're looking for help to do with 11 plus maths, 11 plus verbal reasoning, non-verbal reasoning, or spatial reasoning, that's the number that you can call. Also, if you're looking for, so this is basically the number there. If you haven't written it, you just want to write that. That's the number for 11 plus support, whether it is maths, English, verbal reasoning, that's the number you can call. Also, in case you're looking for practice papers, for 11 plus practice papers, whether it's for books to practice, mock papers, and stuff like that, the website to go to is www. Yes, so that should be W. So it's www.11plusgcse.com. That's where you can find books. And this is the website you can see here is 11plusgcse.com at the top there. And there you can see their books that are there. You can also click on that 11 plus section and you can get papers that you can buy for practice and stuff like that. Okay, so 11plusgcse.com for mock papers, for books to practice and so on. Okay, now like some of the papers as you can see here, some of the predicted papers, some of the practice papers as you can see in here that you can buy. See, okay, now we will get started. Question 1 and question 2 are on the screen. So in your book now, I would like you to write question 1, and write number 1 and write number 2, and then I want you to have a go at question 1 and question 2 very quickly. We are starting with the medium questions, and then we're going to finish with hard questions. So I'd like you to pause the video and try question 1 and question 2. Pause the video right now and try question 1 and question 2. Okay, so I hope that you done question 1 and question 2. Question 1 says, a train leaves London at 8:45. So basically quarter to 9. So he's leaving London at 8:45 in the morning, and then he's arriving at Manchester at in Manchester at 11:12. Now, to work out the time taken, the first thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to move to 9 o'clock. I'm going to count this in bits. I'm going to partition this. I'm going to break this down. So from 8:45, let's go to 9 o'clock first. And then from 9 o'clock, we can go to 10, or we can just jump all the way to 11 o'clock. We can jump all the way to 11 o'clock on the dot. And then from there, now we can go to 12 past 11, like that. So you break it down. Now, how many minutes do we add to 8:45 to make it 9 o'clock? 9 o'clock. That's going to be 15 minutes. Okay, why I know that is because if you add 15 to 45, you get 60. And 60 minutes means that it's now 9 o'clock. Okay? Then from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock, that's going to be 2 hours. Okay? And then from 11 o'clock to 12 past 11, that's going to be 12 minutes. That's going to be 12 minutes. Because if you add 12 to this, you get this one. Now, the whole time taken is going to be these 2 hours plus the 15 minutes plus the 12 minutes. So you're going to have 2 hours, and you're going to add 15 minutes, and you're going to add 12 minutes. So these ones are minutes, these two. When you add them together, the answer is going to be 30, it's going to be 27. Okay, so it's 2 hours and 27 minutes, which is B. Okay, so that's it. Question 2. Question 2 says, what is the value of 38 times by 7? Take away 152. Now, we normally use something called BODMAS. And BODMAS basically means that, for example, if you have multiply and you have take away, then because M comes first before subtract, this is bracket, other things, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. Here we have multiplication and take away. If you've got lots of things to do, you have to do them in the right order. So we're going to start with multiply first. So we're going to do 38 times by 7. Then we take away what? 52. So 38 times by 7. Let's go. 7 times 8 is 56. Carry 5. And then 7 times 3 is 21. plus the 5 is 26. So the answer is 266, but we need to subtract the 152. We need to subtract the 152, and we're going to start. 6 take away 2 is 4, 6 take away 5 is 1, 2 take away 1 is 1. So the answer is 140. That is that for question 2. We're going to move on now to question 3. So I'm going to move on to question 3. So question 3, we're going to move on to question, wow, I think I forgot to put question 3. Sorry about that. That's my fault. So we're just going to jump straight to question 4 and 5. So jump straight to question 4 and 5. Pause the video and try question 4 and 5. Right, question 4 says a box contains 48 apples, and these are packed equally into bags of 6 apples. So basically, these 48 apples, you're going to share them into groups of 6. That means that you're going to end up with 8 groups. So here they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but we need 2 more groups to make what? To make 48. Why? Because 6 times 8 is going to give us 48. So the answer is going to be 8. Okay. Question 5. The mean of 4 numbers is 50. How do you work out the mean? Listen. Let's say, for example, I've got 2 numbers. I've got 2. I've got 3 numbers. I've got 2, and I've got 9, and I've got 1. Okay? If I want to find the mean, first I'm going to add these numbers together. And that's going to give me 12. Then this 12, I'm going to share equally between the 3 numbers. And that's going to give me 4. So to work out the mean, you add everything and divide by how many they are. So if I was to add everything, sorry about that. If I was to add everything, okay, and divide by 4, I should get 15. That's what they told me here. So the 4 numbers, if you add them, divide by 4, you get 15. Now, what do the numbers add up to them? I can do the opposite. I can do 15, and I can times by 4. Do the reverse. Okay? If you do 15 times by 4, that should give you 60. So these numbers, they should add up to 60. But so far, we got 12 and 14 and 18. You can find the missing one, isn't it? I can add. So I can do 12 plus 14 plus 18. And that'll give me 14 there, carry 1, and that's going to give me 44. That means that these 3 numbers here, they add up to 44. So what's the missing one to make 60? So the missing one to make 60 is what you're gonna try to find out. And how are you gonna do that? We're gonna do 60 and we're gonna take away 44. If you do 60 and you take away 44 properly, the answer should be 60. As you can see, that is 60. Okay? So to find the mean of numbers, you add them and divide by how many they are. Add them and divide by how many they are. So this is it. Now we move on to the next question. And the next question is going to be question 6 and question 7. 6 and 7 now they're a bit harder. So pause the video and try 6 and 7. Pause the video right now. Okay. So I hope that you tried question 6 and 7. Now let's go question 6. Now you can buy a pack of pencils because when you buy a pack, they're normally cheaper. So I buy a pack of 12. These are not 12, but a pack of 12 will cost £2.60. But you can also buy them 25p each. So let's times 25 by 12 and see how much this is going to be. So 2 times 5 is 10, carry 1. 2 times 2 plus 1 is going to be 5, 50. Now we are timesing by 1, but this one is not a 1, it's a 10. So you need to put 0 there as a placeholder. Then you do 1 times 5 is going to be 5. 1 times 2 is 2. And then we just need to add. So 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 5 is 0. Carry 1, that's going to be 300. So basically means that if you are buying them one by one, that's going to be 300p, which is 303 pounds, right? Now, let's see the difference between the £2.60 and this. Let's see what you'll have got. So 0 take away 0 is 0. 0 here to take away 6, we can't do that. So you're going to need to borrow this. So leave that there, put the 1 here. 10 take away 6 is going to be 4. And then 2 take away 2 is 0. So you're going to save 40p. You're going to save 40p if you buy it in one pack. So buying it in one pack is better. You're going to save 40p. Now let's look at question 7. Question 7, they say a cuboid. So the first thing you need to do with a question like this, you need to do what? Do a cuboid. Now the length of the cuboid, they say, is 8, and the width is 5, and the height is 4. Now when you're getting the volume now, it's going to be the length times by the width times by the height. Okay? The length is 8, which is this, times by the width, which is 5, times by the height. That's the formula. Length times 8 times height. Now when you do 8 times 5, you get 40. And 40 times 4 is 160. And we normally write the unit for volume with a 3 at the top. 3 base means it's got 2 dimensions. It's got length and width and height. It's like you're multiplying 3 numbers. That's why there's this 3 there. So the answer is going to be 160 centimeters cubed as the volume. Okay. Now we're going to move to the next question. We're going to move to the next question, and the next question is going to be question 8 and question 9. So pause the video and try question 8 and 9. Okay, so I hope that you pause the video and try question 8 and 9. Now I want to go over question 8. Now when you have a spinner, you are spinning it, and the spinner has got 8 equal sides. Let me just draw a spinner that is got, like, let's say just 5 sides, because the 8 sides are quite a lot. So the 5 sides could look something like that. All right? And this actually is 6 sides, not 5. It will look something like that. All right? And these sides are numbered. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, when you spin it, it can land, it can stop at any number. Now, the chance of it stopping on an even number here is basically going to be 1, 2, and 3. So there'll be 3 options, 3 possibilities there, because those are the even numbers out of everything. All the numbers counted together is 6. So this is going to be 3 over 6, which you can simplify as 1 over half. That's the chance. But if it's an 8-sided, let's look at the even number 8, from 1 to 8. How many even numbers do we have? We have 2, we have 4, we have 6, we have 8, isn't it? So there are 4 even numbers out of how many numbers? 8 numbers. If you simplify this, the answer is going to be 1 half, which is going to be C. Because 4 is half of 8, so this is the same as 1 half. Okay? So basically it means that half of those numbers are even numbers. Let's go to question 9. The ratio of boys to girls in a class is 75. If there are 36 boys in a total, how many boys are there altogether? Now listen. We're going to put B here, and we're going to put those 2 dots, and we're going to put G. B is for boys, G for girls. Now the boys are in 7 times table, and the girls are in 5 times table. That's what it is. Now let's add this first. We do 7 plus 5, the answer is 12. That means that if there are 12 students, 7 are going to be boys and 5 are going to be girls. Let's do 7 times table and 5 times table. That's going to be 14, and that's going to be what? That's going to be 10. That's how they're going to go. Now, if you do 14 plus 10, that is going to be 24. Consider this one has doubled, right? This has doubled because each of these has doubled. Now, if I carry on it 7 times 7 times 3 is going to be 21, and 5 times 3 is 15. If you add them up, this is going to be 36. Can you see that 36 is 3 times that number there? Can you see that? And therefore, we're going to have 15 girls and 21 boys. Now, how can you do this quickly? This is what you need to do. First, add the parts that they've given you. Just add them. So it's like they're 12 here. These are like 12 students. But the one they're saying that now we have 36, not 12. Which means we need to see that what we times this one by. We times it by 3. The same thing you're going to do here. You times by the same number. So 5 times 3 is 15. And 7 times 3 is 21. This is it. So how many boys are there? The number of boys that are there are 21. The number of boys that are there are 21. That's what it is. Now we're going to go to question 10. We're going to go to question 10. And that's question 10. So pause the video and try question 10. Okay, that's question 10. Question 10 says a car travels 180 kilometers in 2 hours and 50 minutes. What's the average speed? The average speed basically means how many kilometers you're going to do in 1 hour. So this is what we're going to do first. We're going to change this one into minutes. So this 2 hours is 120 minutes. And these 15 minutes, if we add them, 0 plus 5 is 5, 2 plus 1 is 3, and that. You see this? So think of it like that. So in 135 minutes, the car has done 180 kilometers. Now we want to see now in 60 minutes. That's what we're looking at. Now this question is not very easy, it's not very nice, but let's just deal with it. So what I can do now, these are minutes now. Okay. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to try to divide this one by 5. And I divide that by 5 and let's see what we end up with. So if I divide 135 by 5, let's see what we end up with. 5 into 13 goes twice, which is 10, remainder 3. And 537 goes how many times? 7 times. So we now have 27. And if we divide this one by 5, 5 into 180. Okay. 5 into 18 is 3 times, which is 15, remainder 3. And then 5 into 30 is 36. So we now have 36 what? Kilometers. So 27 minutes. To do 36 kilometers is going to be doing 27 minutes. That's what we're saying. Now let's think about the number that both of these two numbers can go into. Can you see that we can divide this by, if I divide this one by 9, divide that by 9, I'm going to end up with 3 minutes. Isn't it? And then if I divide this by 9, I'm going to end up with what? With 4 kilometers. So what we are saying is that in 3 minutes, the car travels 4 kilometers. But I want 60 minutes. First, I can do 30. I times this one by 10. And that means I can times it by 10 as well. And that'll be 40. Once I get 30, I can now then get what? 60. I can just double that to get 60. And that means I need to double that. And that's going to give me 80 kilometers. So in 1 hour, which is 60 minutes, it does 80 kilometers. That means that this is the average speed. And that's how to do that question. Yeah. That's how to do that question. Okay. Now, before we stop, make sure that you marked all your work as you've been going through them. And also, I would like you to just remember that if you're looking for support, this is the number that you can call. And this support is to do with 11 plus English, 11 plus maths, non-verbal reasoning, verbal reasoning, and spatial reasoning. That's the number that you can call. If you want to write it down, that is fine. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay.